We are back again. As you know, we have to keep doing our thing, yes? Just try for the best, yeah? We don't hope. We put the work out and then we will accomplish what we need to, what we set out to, yeah? This is my last interview here in Baba Karim's studio, and I hope you enjoy the journey so far, yes? We spoke to Baba Karim, and the second video we spoke to the one and only Blaze, yeah? And now we have the biggest guy in the room, the producer. A lot of times to be honest, a lot of time we overlook the producer. Behind every great artist, there's a producer, there's a mixer. And now that I said the word mixer, I have to big up my camera guy here, yeah? He's very professional. And you can see he enjoys his work and he likes it. When you like your work, it doesn't seem like work at all. It just comes naturally to you. Yes, I have to big up to him. So now, back to the producer. Behind every great artist, as I said before, there's a producer. You like Michael Jackson, but a lot of us forget about Quincy Jones. You like his work Thriller. Yes, Quincy was behind all that. Every big hit for Michael, Quincy was behind that. And I still say when Quincy and Michael separate, Michael just was never the same again. That's a fact. Behind every Drake, there's a producer. There's this Timbaland. There's a lot of other producers out there. Yeah, not just Timbaland. Pharrell is also doing this thing. Yeah. So now it's producer, Mr. Producer. Hi. Thank you for being here.
Thanks for having me.
I apologize for my long opening, but sometimes I go off the rail. You understand? My listeners know that. How are you doing today?
I'm doing pretty well. I'm doing pretty fine. Thanks for having me in your show.
Yeah. Oh, the pleasure is all mine. I should thank you for being here. I know you could be somewhere else otherwise minded, but you are here and I appreciate it. Yeah.
Yeah. Thanks for having me.
And I apologize for having you last. So you came in, you sat there. But yeah, no, we get into it. Please introduce yourself to the listeners.
Hi, I go by the name Dooney. Most people call me Dooney, or you could call me Dooney Boy. I'm a music writer, songwriter, composer, and a producer. I was just a mix and sound engineer in general.
Oh, wonderful. And you are based here in Malmo?
Yeah, I'm based in Malmo, Sweden.
Yeah, you are originally from?
I'm originally from Nigeria, and I stayed in the Netherlands before moving down to this place.
Oh, say then. So, where in Holland did you stay?
I stayed in Eindhoven.
Eindhoven?
Yeah. I was studying there for 2-3 years.
Yeah? Where?
In Eindhoven, Fontys University of Applied Science. I was doing international business management before I decided to move to Copenhagen.
Why did you decide to move? What happened?
Usually you move for something, you move for opportunities, or you move for love. So
did you move for a woman?
Yeah, I did. I moved for love. So
you met a woman from Copenhagen, yeah?
Yeah, we met in school, and I decided to start a life here. And
you follow the ass over here. I'm not arguing with you. I'm not saying I'm not voting. No, it is what it is. We all do it. Yeah, I'm here.
Yeah, I did. But it was just much more than that, and because I also had a responsibility to play. I was having a kid, so
with her.
Yeah, so I had to come there for my child, especially.
Are you still with the mother of a child?
Yeah, we're still together. We're still together.
Are you still with her? Or did you switch up the thing?
Officially, I would rather not want to say more, but we're still having good communication. Yeah. Because of the kids.
We all know what happened. My listeners are smart. They know what happened. You just come and you decide. But anyway, that's personal. So you was in Eindhoven. You left for love. You came to Copenhagen.
Yeah.
But you are now living in Malmo.
Yeah.
Why did you leave? Because all you guys was one time living in Copenhagen. Yeah. Why did you do the switch to Malmo?
It all depends on the part you fall on, but I think Copenhagen has its own advantages, disadvantage, and Malmo has its own advantage and disadvantage.
What are some of the advantages living in Copenhagen?
From my own point of view,
from your own
opportunities to be able to scale up because they ain't much population. It's it's less competitive. It's easy to get like the professional jobs without being competing because you don't have a lot of populations there. And I also felt Sweden gave me a different view. It can be competitive, but on the long run, in terms of stability, in terms of my stay, and in terms of also my residence, I think Sweden also gave me more opportunities in terms of that than Copenhagen. And my actually idea for moving to Sweden was my spouse was actually having a program in Lund University, and when we the whole process and everything, and we had to move for studies. And the initial plan was to move back to Copenhagen after 6 months, but she also fell in love with Sweden, and ever since then we just decided to just stay.
Okay.
Yeah.
When did you decide to do the switch to becoming a producer from school?
Actually, before becoming a producer, I would just say I'm a product of my environment positively because my dad used to be a music choir master, so I was forced to go into the choir.
Yeah.
So I was this little kid that most times when he's playing, and I would always want to use the sticks to play the drum, like stuff. So I had no choice rather than just starting off from there because I saw him do that, and I also just began from that. And also I've also had also passion for creativity because I just like how sounds have been put together.
Yeah.
So, but I don't really know how it
melodies,
works. Yeah. So I had a cousin who was actually a producer. I saw him did that like firsthand, but I was a drummer. So as soon as I moved
Where is that cousin? In Nigeria or?
Yeah, he's in Nigeria. He's in Nigeria.
Okay.
So as soon as I moved to to Europe, I've always had need for someone to create sound and whatever, but he was so busy and whatever. So during those times where I wasn't doing much, I developed the habit of learning it, and I started through GarageBand, and I was so excited by the results I got, and a friend of mine helped me with my first Logic application, and he just told me, bro, like just play with it, and so I just started off from there.
Okay. Do you do producing full time?
No, I don't do production full time. I do music as something that I feel like
Oh, there's a phone vibrating. Let it go. Let it vibrate. My listeners know there's a phone vibrating. We keep it at that. Go ahead.
Well, I do music production because I was born with it, and I don't do music because I want to like gain money or finance from it. I do music because I feel like it's something that really makes me happy, and if it gives me extra hustle from that, I take. But I'm attracted with people that really have the mindset, because sometimes you might have the real talent and you might not have the finance, and I don't want to be the person that might hinder that. So since I actually learned that free, and I just do it because it's actually I just want to give my input on how it feels like to make something work. Yeah.
And I should ask you, are you a historian of the producing work aspect of it? I will explain myself. Maybe I go down another tangent. Now, it's easy to create beats off a laptop. Yeah, off a laptop, there's just computer and beats. Are you a fan of this computer thing, or say the beats from the late 80s, early 90s, Sly and Robbie? They would actually have a drum and a bass and a thing. Are you a historian of that? Do you see the difference between beats, the older beats? Or the easier question would be, do you see a difference between the newer beats and the older beats?
Yeah, there's a huge difference, but for me, I would like to combine both because
that's a good answer. Yeah.
because they all work for different purposes. But I would prefer originality because the older ones you had to play
physically.
Yeah, you had to play most of the sound. But being the fact that the world is developing and digital sound and EDMs and evolution, so you had to infuse those things. And music is all about feeling. Sometimes you want to make some tension, you want to make some awareness. So that's why I feel like the modern sound comes into, because you need to play in some white sound, some effects, some FX.
So you're not a fan of the older way of making beats?
To be fair and honest,
please be fair and honest.
Why I says the combination of two is that most of the pack we're using were actually
copying from them.
Were actually recorded from the real. So it's like they just sample them. Yeah, they're samples that actually just been copied from more of the sounds that we're using today. So it makes it more easier for you to just copy and paste and make those sounds.
Do you go into your session with a sound in mind? Are you inspired by something and you go in and make it, or you're just going blank and start with maybe some line, some drum line, or this and that? Or do you go in already with a sound in mind?
Well, for me, how it works for me is that I'm inspired by sounds. I'm inspired by someone's project. I'm inspired by whatever, and it all depends on how I feel. And I also work with emotions. But sometimes I like to have the right energy around me, because sometimes if I'm upset, so I'm just sad, that brings out naturally the kind of song I want to do. Sometimes if I'm happy, I'm hyped, or I'm like drinking something, and I'm having my friends around, it also portrays the kind of energy I want to give. So for me, I would say I'm inspired with sounds and with emotions too. Yeah.
Okay. Do you have a favorite producer? Somebody you look up to?
Lately, there's a lot of people doing really good. There's Micah Sound on YouTube.
I have no idea who he is.
There's OY Production. There's a lot of people, Don Jazzy. There's so many. Justice Timberlake also, the hip hop. Yeah, because he's more original with sound, and I like the way he plays with elements and beats. And so
no, Pharrell,
yeah, my bad. And there's so many people.
He's one of the best ever.
There's so many people, and
Dr.
Dre also.
Timbaland,
yeah, I mentioned that earlier. And so
I understand.
These were people that actually, at the first initially, they're the people who actually made production in my own eyes then, because I grew up in the 1990s, so made it really authentic for me until now, that it's been more like possible for people to access things when you look online.
Where do you see your music thing in 5 years? If you look down the future, where do you see your music?
I see music just scaling up because like I was speaking with my friend lately, I tell them we need to take the advantage of the time, because Afrobeat is a niche that is a movement that is moving now. And everybody's trying to hop on it. And I had the previous conversation you had with the dancehall and reggae and whatever. These are different dancehall, reggae and whatever. But I felt everything originated because sounds lately is just been mixtured. People just play with elements. As long as it makes sense and people can vibe to it, it's good to go. And in 5 years, I just see myself in a place where we're scaling up. We just we actually take charge for being recognized for having the understanding of the market ourselves, because lately it's been so many infusion and people are trying to. So I just feel in 5 years time we should definitely have a say, especially in where we're staying in Sweden. And
you have to start at home first. You have to affect those around you, your community, before you can even think of affecting the world.
Yeah.
Just the way it is.
And also in 5 years too, like making big shows, like having the privilege.
Now we're talking.
Having the privilege.
Never dream low. In 5 years, you will hear about me. If I'm not dead, you will hear. Oh, you understand?
Yeah.
As it should.
So my idea actually, it's I am blessed to have through my journey to meet a lot of talented people, and sometimes Europe can make you just ease what you know how to do because you need to pay bills. And I feel like there are a lot of people who are really good, and if you match them with if they have the opportunity to share stage with frontline artists, maybe just one from wherever, to match up with them, it's just like an awareness. That's what I can just
in 5 years.
Yeah.
But I will definitely keep my eye on you. Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah, and I wish you all the best.
Thanks.
And as I said, dream big.
Yeah.
Just know, yo, don't let nobody stop you. Just say, yo, you doing this, and you go get it done, isn't it?
Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you for being here. Yeah?
Thanks for having me. I really appreciate it.
No problem.
Yeah.
And here we wrap up. I hope you have been entertained, somewhat enlightened. Yeah? And till the next time, Michael, peace out. Like, share, and subscribe. Big up.